So hello everyone, Myrmonden here, welcome to my review of My Hero Academia episode 20, or episode 7 of season 2 if you prefer that. And if you look at my live reaction, I was crying a little there, I was tearing up, and I had really to fight that not tear too much there, which is the backstory, because I think the backstory is so sad. I really like, obviously for me, this is a 10 out of 10 episode, but I know I don't know I'm biased, but like I always felt the Shinso's backstory was really sad, and he just feels even sadder that he's fighting the actual main character. He's like, I have a really tragic backstory, and like I'm gonna fight the main character. It's like, well, I'm immune to your power because X and Y and Z. It's like, that's really unfair because he has the I'm almost tearing up now thinking about it, but he has the, you know, the classic underdog story, like no friends, everyone hates him, everything. He's like, oh, pushing him away because he's a typical evil power and we don't want to be with him and so on. And then he finally gets to be in this tournament and he fights as the main character that has like this enormous plot armor. So it's sadder to me that he has to face this enormous, you know, unfair life all the way, right? And then he faces the enormous unfairity of fighting in the faithful battle against the main character that you cannot beat, you know? Like, it's just the main character. I think that in the anime, manga, and so on, I think in most stories, the main character can't lose the first round. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Deku might lose later in the tournament, but he will lose the first round. There is no way. Like, he's either to Bakugo, right? His main rival, or his other kind of sub-rival, Todorokis. Maybe even to Urika, so much people, Bakugo's alright, and so on. But I mean, there's no way he's gonna lose the first round. If it's like out of 8 rounds or out of 4 rounds, this is one thing if you have kind of underdog's tale and you get into this kind of, you know, oh yeah, like dodgeball tournament, year 1, you lose in the first round, okay, but next year we get them and that's like the first scene of the movie. That's one thing. But this is like, okay, we have like, you know, half the season, or half quarter, yeah, but like episode 6, 7, right? And it's like at least, you know, it's, what is it, 2 seasons, so it's like a full season episode. And it's like, the main character can't lose now. Like, it's too much episode left, right, for the main character to lose right now and go over again. That makes no sense. So you know he's gonna lose Shinso. And it just feels so unfair to, because he would beat everyone else. He would easily beat Bakugo. He's like, oh, you angry guy. It's like, I go out. And Todorokis like, why don't you use your fire? It's like, I hate my dad. Okay, go out. It's like, he would lose. Everyone else would instantaneously lose to him, right? At least in the first round, before they see his power. But Deku has, of course, his quirk. That gives him this kind of inherent like willpower and like memories and like powers of the other ones that had power before him and All Might. So he can like, yeah, he feels so inside of me. And he has, of course, enormous willpower because the main character. Of course, he has the main character willpower. And he has the other guy that tells him how the freaking quirk works. It's like, come on, man. Like, come on. Could someone tell Shinso at least, oh, this guy has really high physical, like something. Or like, this guy is bad. I don't know. It's like everything is against him. And it feels so weird because he has this enormous underdog story. And then he faces the main character. And the main character of which we should be, like, I cannot feel compassion for Deku here. We always think has a win and so on. Actually, it's very very good written it, because Deku is like, when talks almost like, you have to, this is how you get to the top, you have to beat everyone. Like, yeah, it's like, I never thought it's gonna be like this, I have to beat someone that I didn't want to hurt or so on. It's kind of, it's very good written there, but I feel it's like, it's kind of weird how it's made, right? Because you feel like, he's a super underdog. He's as much underdog as the main character, if not more. I would say more, and it's like, well, more or less. It's like, or even the way, but they're very much underdog, very similar to each other, obviously, and it's like, you put a felt in. Almost a good writer, because it's like to fight, it's like fighting himself in a way, right? But anyway, yeah. So he does that, but I mean, it's more typical storytelling. So I actually think it's very good writing here, but also kind of weird, because it made more sense if you had the antagonist, the guy you're facing, who had the advantages. But it's actually the protagonist that has like 3 advantages here, 3 major, he knows his quirk and so on, where the antagonist, in this sense, then Shinso, he has no information. So it's like, it's really unfair, right? It's really unfair. And he's like, here's my backstory, it's really tragic. Bam! I lost anyway, my life is still tragic. It's like, he gets a little redemption from his friends there in the general class. They're like, man, you did good, you're the hero of the general studies, opposite, because they don't know what they're even close to getting, you know, past later. Right? So they're like, yeah, you're the best of us. He's like, but I wanna be a hero. It's like, and there's some other heroes like, that's pretty good power. You can like make, you know, criminals. He's like, no, stop, go to jail. He's like, okay, like, yeah, that actually is a good power. So like, he's like, maybe. It's a little part here when he feels He's in love for the ones. But anyway, I mean, that is kind of, I think, the end of the storyline. It's really interesting writing. It's really interesting, and like if you read the manga currently, the manga is like, you know, like it has it back and forth, but sometimes Hiro he really makes it works. Something. I think this is Shinso and Deku here. It's really interesting because you have the main character fights someone that's very similar to him, and then the main character beats him quite brutally. And it's like, yeah, and it's like, oh, I didn't want to hurt him. It's like, he's supposed to, because I don't feel like I wanna, you know, well, like, yeah, you can do it, Deku. It's like, no, I like this guy more. He can see instead. This guy deserves to win for once in his life. It's kind of like, yeah. So the writing is very interesting. It's very good. But anyway, I think the whole, if you look at the battle itself, it's quite boring, right? The battle itself is actually, obviously it's all about the mental, right, and the emotion. So the battle itself is like, oh, I can control your mind, and you can, like, you know, if you do something, if you inflict pain yourself, you get out of it. We see it in Naruto, like Sasuke stabs with the kunai, and, you know, it's very classic, right? Yeah, so mind control, but pain gets you out of it. So it's like, if I have enough willpower or magic power from ancestors plus willpower, I can just hurt myself and I'm immune for a while. So that makes sense. So it's very, very classic that sense. And the battle, however, the battle's pretty cool though, because they go like, oh, you get out, and then do this kind of like shivering kids battle, like, because they don't want to punch him with his real power when they hurt people, and he actually can't fight because he has like no physical strength. It's like he's a normal guy. He's like, he's trying to like punch his shoulder like until I'm bleeding and nose one. It's a very interesting fight because they'll fight. Deku goes back to like, I have to just use my normal, you know, human body in the fight, right? So that's pretty cool as well in the end. But overall, I think it's just amazing part in the first half there, or a little more first half of this episode. Absolutely, 11 out of 7 people. Yeah, it's the best episode I think of this season so far, and having read it, probably might be the best. I don't know. I just really like the backstory, and of course the backstory. I just think it's so. Such a good writing there. When it's his backstory, is like everyone is like, "Oh, you can control people. That's so cool. Don't control me." And it's like, "Yeah, I won't." And they're like, "You can really become a cool villain. You can do it every time you want." It's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You know, he has no friends." Everyone's like keeping this from him, and it's like, "But I want to be a hero." And it's like, "I just want to be a good guy. I'm not an evil person." And yeah, and everyone's just like, you know, yeah. And then what this is me as an evil person, so on, right? It's very, very interesting there. And of course, as I mentioned, this whole thing there, you don't show it. I said this, unfortunately, the anime could give some filler there with him. Like, last episode had a lot of filler, right? This episode had filler with Shinso trying to beat the machine or something. That would be interesting. It was like, it's like he couldn't get into the hero squad, the hero team's class one, because he couldn't beat the machines. Like, his power is not working against machines, and you weren't allowed to use other people's quirks during that, the first hero exam, right? So he couldn't beat the hero exam because his power is useless against machines, and erase that. He's probably much better than Deku 1v1 though. Like, he can't fight machines, but he's much better in, you know, in this kind of in a tournament. Actually, it's like interesting. So that is so sad too. It's like everything's unfair. It's like, and of course in his sense, he thinks Deku should move with the power though. But it's kind of unfair because Deku has the biggest hero in the world giving his quirk to him, right? And he's like, I have this quirk. That I want to have my quirk because I want to be a hero. Everyone thinks I'm an evil, willing guy because I have my mind quirk, and I don't want to have it. It's like, you have this perfect quirk, the best quirk ever, and it's like, I have this shitty quirk, and it's like, god damn it. And even the tournament, the exam thing, I couldn't fight because my quirk doesn't work there. It's like, his life is so bad. It's just like, god damn it. Oh, this is really good there. But anyway, so we have that thing. Of course, we see this, you know, the All for One. The thing when they have these PowerPoint things, and all of us like, I never seen that. You know, I think it's like Freak House Killer. We just seen it before. I was like, I love that part when he was like, "What? That's new." So that's great when he trolled Deku. That was awesome. And also I want to mention that because it gets into the Todoroki part, which is very short, very effective, right? Great part as well. Very, very good part with the Todoroki and Hour and so on. But I also put mention that Midnight Sensei, I don't think she gets frozen in the manga. Maybe she did, but not very. I don't know really manga, but I think it's very, the hero's like a real scene, right? Maybe she's like one of the panels she frozen, but I don't remember that from the manga, so I might have missed it out. Or maybe they added it. It's added in. That was a great scene. I love this, like freezing everything. It's like, can you move, Zero? It's like, no, God no. It's like, okay, he wins. It's like, That was great, that little part there. She might have been a little panel thinking about it, but this was like a big scene. I loved that part. So anyway, we see Todorokis, of course. Really good, right? Really good, right? But really good graphics, so I want to say, you know, the animation. It was also, I think, really nice how they draw his face. But I thought last place, even in that was better. Because last time he had an hour with All Might, that was way, I don't know if sensitive is the right word, but Endeavor looks really evil in the manga. If you read the manga with that last week and 2 weeks ago, Endeavor looks freaking mean. It's like the face is burning and the eyes are much more like, you know, really glaring, and All Might's like, I'm gonna kill you one day. And much more like that. In the anime, it looked more like, I'm better than you. He looked way more, I don't know, less evil. Yeah, less evil in the anime. But this episode, though, he looked more mean, I think. And Todoroki looked really pissed off. So I think this episode had way better facial expression, and way better, you know, the art of the faces and like the animation, how they move the eyes and so on. It was way better. It was really good. The whole Stitch part was amazing, and then it also was very, very good. Easily, as I mentioned, Telltale for me, best episode for, I think, easily best episode. Amazing. Also the last part, well done. Todoroki, of course, again, which is very known to us. He's like, fuck you, dad. I will only use my power for my mom. I refuse to use your fire power. Your ice power is the shit. And of course he goes like, ice power. And it's like King Zero's like, yep. Did you see that, Dad? I don't need fire power. I King's like, ice. You know, like this is awkward ice, this guy. You know, my core is a little better than the other ones. And it was a good thing because he says, he was like, you overdid it, man. Give me a chance. And he's like, oh, sorry, I was angry at someone else. I was like burning and starting melting down. I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. And that part is good too. You could see these gigantic guys hitting the whole Coliseum, right? The whole arena gets like crushed by it. Almost like that was like, what the hell is with us? Yeah, it's really aiming for the top right. Obviously, I really like it though. Even I mean, because we had to change your part. And Deku, which took like 15 minutes or so roughly, right, giving in the Deku All Might, talking about seeing the answers and so on. So that took almost a full episode, and then it quickly could be like, oh, Todoroki's one. Now I think it was really good there, because obviously Todoroki is so much stronger than most other ones. He has the best quirk pretty much, I think, except Shinso and even one, I suppose. But destructive-wise, he has the ice and fire power, super cool power and so on, right? And we do see that, of course, Zero, the tape guy, that's the worst quirk they have in here. How the hell he'd be drawn? I don't know. He's pretty much a worst quirk, right? The weakest quirk, I would say. Or one of the absolute weakest, at least, like top, bottom of 5 or something, right? And we see him, he's like, bam, you died. So that I think is really good too. You had Todoroki fighting that random weak guy from the class. But she's like, do we ever care about him? Like, if he beat Bakugo, that would be weird. But he can put a guy there to support the very minor character. Give him kind of the war effect, I suppose, but not really, because Zero is very strong. So we have no confidence in his powers, so not really. But still, somewhat I would say it's interesting that they put like they could take anyone they like back instantly, because they couldn't take Bakugo, they could take Ida, Urika, they could take the main character and his like main friends. They couldn't take them and just be like insta shot by Todoroki. That would look weird. But it's a good character here, taking like maybe Kirishima, Zero, the plant girl, steel guy could have been there. Some of those guys that we cannot really care about it much. I mean, I like Kirishima, but I mean, like, yeah, like, but still, right? So you can so I think it's intelligent, simple writing, but good. You know, it works, right? They could have the other guys, because they would feel underwhelming if you saw Bakugo or you died. that would be really fun. But see your tape guys, like, yeah, whatever, you just get him out of here. So I think that's good in men levels too, because it means you don't have to see him fight, right? Because I don't want to see Tape Guy fight. It's like a weird quirk, never be good at anything, so I don't care. I'd rather see Mineta fight Todoroki than Tape Guy, right? Or like, oh god, Seria, Mineta's partner, Octopus guy. He has a really cool quirk actually, so right. And of course we have like Toriyama and so on. So we have all the really cool quirks. Tape Guy, it's like the worst quirk. Naval Laser and Tape Guy, they have like the shittest quirk on the left, right? Like Gravity, Rook is actually really good, right? But, you know, she's kind of weak, but she has a really good power, actually, right? And so on. But it's like, those guys, like Tape Guy, Naval Laser Guy, he's horrible. Naval Laser is like a comic relief, he'd be meta, right? It's like, whatever. But this is good to put in there, I think, because not only does to show his power level, like a more effect, it shows how good Todoroki is, like, he's, bam! You lost, right? That's great, but it also means that we have to see those guys fight too much. because the costs are very limited and the characters are weak now. You can assume that if the manga and anime progresses for 10 years, they're gonna be strong anyway. They're gonna have some developed super quirks, off the road quirks, because they fight for so long and so on. We can assume they're gonna grow and so on. But they're right now they're very, very weak. So it's like whatever, it's just go on. It's just great there. So that was really good too. The whole party I think is just awesome, right? You see Todoroki being like, sorry, I was angry at my dad. It was like, BAM! You killed me, man! I was like, oh sorry, I didn't mean to kill you. I was like, my dad's up there and he's pissing me off, man. Like he's saying that my ice power isn't good enough to beat people like you, Because it's a great statement, right? Because it's like, not only like shoot it now, so everyone sees how good it is, but it's also like, see this, I could use my ice power, and like, this guy couldn't even withstand one attack. You're telling me I have my firepower? Oh, you're so wrong there. I think it's great, the whole part. So very, very absolute excellent episode, I think, from the beginning to the end. Even the recap was awesome, right? We see the Shinso part. The quick recap there, what he mean, like, I can't move, that's great. Animation was amazing. It's overall amazing episode. Only thing I would want to have is more Shinso, I would say. Like, it felt like last week was the issue, really, right? Because last week I had a lot of filler. We could have had, like, this week's. They could have had more of Shinso's backstory in last episode's that, or like something, this fight sort of last week instead, after 10 minutes of last week, and then you could have filled out his backstory instead. I would much rather have, of course, Shinso's backstory, or Todoroki, but Shinso, for example, and like that school scene there could have been like 5 minutes longer if it hadn't last week, not this week, of course. That would have been done, but I mean, last week had like 5+ minutes of filler. That could have been Shinso's backstory extended out instead. So, otherwise, amazing episode. Go to the movie. See you guys next week. Have a great day.